Guys, it's Christina from Citybrightknits. I'm back on today with a yarn review for Hobbii's Ribbon Yarn. Welcome back to my crafty corner. If you are anything like me, you're always interested in trying new yarns and you have way too many for your stash. Hobbii's Ribbon Yarn, it's a jumbo size ribbon yarn that I've actually had in my stash for a few years, and I've made 2 different projects with it, so I'm going to share that with you today. So if you've ever tried ribbon yarn, you will know that it is a super bulky yarn. It has these strands that are actually like thick ribbons, so that's what you're crocheting with. It's great for making things like baskets or something sturdier that you want to have some like height, or you want it to stand up on your own. At least that's what I've used it for, as well as I've used it to create this jumbo flower motif, which I use as a desk trivet. There is a pattern for this. I'll drop that info for you, as well as I've also created, hold on, this cat bed for my cat Marmalade. It's like a lily pond, and I've used the ribbon yarn to create it and then added some little regular acrylic flowers in there. So that's what I used it for, and it was actually a campaign that I worked on with Hobbii 2 years ago, and I was just so excited to receive this yarn because it comes in the cutest colorways. Honestly, there's 52 colors that this yarn comes in, and I was outstanded to know that it comes in that many colors. It has a 100% satisfaction review on Hobbii for 5 stars, and I was just really impressed with this yarn, and I think people really love it. Also, if you go onto Hobbii's website, you can find some interesting patterns using this yarn. So let me tell you some of the things that I really appreciate about Hobbii's ribbon yarn is that, first of all, it's 100% cotton. I love using organic materials, and not to say this one's organic, but you know what I mean, just natural materials. And this one is 250 grams for this one ball, 125 meters, which is 136 yards. So I will say that I tend to run short when I'm working on projects with this yarn. So that means for me, just like order an extra ball. This one is also Ecotech 100 standard certified, which means that it is just sustainably processed with the dyeing process and sourcing the materials that go into it. So I love that. And I love that Hobbii is always representing that in their product. This one is a ribbon yarn that I use to create that flower trivet that I showed you, or at least that's what I'm calling it, is a trivet. I do have a pattern for this in my Ribblr shop. It's super bulky, and it's made with the ribbon yarn in 2 colors, and it just sits flat on a desk is what I use it for, and it's a cute little like computer pad or something like that. I've also done this in a velvet yarn where I've made 2 of these and turned it into a pillow. It's just a little pro tip if you're interested in the pattern. And that's how I used it and what I used it for. I also used some of the leftovers to make that cat bed for Marmalade that I showed. The unique thing about this yarn is that it's actually, because it's a ribbon, the material, like the ribbon itself, is actually a woven tube that you're working with. So it's like if you were to fluff it up, it would have definition on both sides. It's like a woven strand. So it really helps your project like be sturdy and to have some height to it, or to sit up, because if you're just wondering like, why can't I use just like a bulky acrylic or something like that, the acrylic's gonna like flop down and not have that structure. I mean, just look at the ball of this acrylic right there versus like the ball of this ribbon. Like, I'm pushing pretty hard and that's all it gives. So it really has a lot of structure, and that's why people use it for, like, you've seen cradles and baskets and things like that. So that's the unique thing about this yarn, is it does have this like woven quality to it. And strengths and weaknesses, I mean, this is a great ribbon yarn. I was really excited when I received it because I had never used ribbon yarn before. I was very impressed. I still have some in my stash. There's no weaknesses that I can point out with this one. Sometimes when you use it, the hook does like get in between the actual ribbon, like it breaks through. But that's not even a weakness because you can't even tell. So for me, it's just been really great to use, and I do go up a hook size when using it. So this one runs about $10 US for one ball, which is a little high price. However, Hobbii's always got your back, and they're always offering sales and discounts. So always keep this in mind and put a little notification on to get a sale notice if you are interested in using this. And like I said before, Hobbii has a bunch of patterns from other makers if you go to their patterns and click on it and sort by the ribbon yarn, there's a lot of cute like pet beds and little like houses that I've noticed on there that are really cute. I have never used another ribbon yarn from a different company. This is the only ribbon yarn I've ever tried, but I was really highly impressed. I didn't have any issues when using it. Making my flower, which is a round motif, sometimes there is a little curling, and to fix that, I just pulled up more yarn in each individual stitch. What I mean is basically I didn't make each stitch too tight. I pulled up a little more yarn than I needed to complete the stitch. That just prevents some curling, but that I don't think it's ribbon yarn. I think that's just from working in a circular motif. So I would say it's a great value in yarn, high quality. I've had this trivet for a couple years now, and I use it on a desk, so it's always like getting moved around and having stuff put on it, and it hasn't like frayed or shed or anything like that. Really great quality. I haven't had any issues with it bleeding, as well as Marmalade has been in and out of her little cat bed I made her, and she scratches on it, and it looks like when I made it. Like there's not even any strings come loose on it. So like super great quality, and I just wanted to pop on and give you that little review today. So friends, let me know, have you ever used ribbon yarn, or have you used Hobbie's ribbon yarn? Because I really love it. I'm curious to know like what you've made with it. I have a few extra balls here, so I'm looking for my next project. Thank you for watching today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, as well as that little notification bell to know the next time that I'm on with a yarn review for you.